It's time now for the Peter Show. 11 o'clock news this Thursday, April 16th, 2015. Good evening, everyone. Peter Wiggins here. 11 o'clock news headlines here. Top story at 11 o'clock here on this Thursday is 2016 Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton supports drivers' license for illegal immigrants. A lack of consistency on the inside issue contributor at campaign's downfall in 2008. White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest spent several minutes of Thursday's news briefing limiting the delayed confirmation of Attorney General nominee Loretta Lynch via a scathing critic of an Iowa senator. Concerned about reports of hundreds of civilian casualties, Obama administration officials are increasingly uneasy about the U.S. involvement of the Saudi-led war against the rebel militias in Yemen, but a potential between Washington and its ally. Wall Street's biggest names get their the mojo back as but the Dow was down 6.84 to close at 18,105.77 today. SP 500 2104.99 closed down 1.64. And as that closed 5,007.79 down 3.23. In Kangas, Turkey, the Kremlin stone monastery built on the hillside stands on a forlorn mountain off the pass. So too does the decaying church on the other side of the mountain village. As a century after the Armenian genocide, Turkey's denial only deepens. In Dawan, Yemen, Al-Qaeda's branch in Yemen took control of the major airport and oil export terminal in the southern part of the country on Thursday, expanding the resurgent military group reached just 2 weeks after the siege nearby. 5 people were found dead inside a North Phoenix, Arizona home after a shooting on Thursday at the suspected family dispute, police said. The names and ages were of the 3 men and 2 women weren't immediately released, but the police say were all adults. Gyrocopter pilot sent is just latest bid for the Congress's attention. Schellenberger Limited, the largest oil field service company in the world, will cut an additional 11,000 workers from its ranks, bringing the firm's layoffs to 20,000 employees. Christine Lagarde, head of the International Monetary Fund, dashed hopes of grace periods for loans that are due to be repaid next month, saying presidents were not followed by very productive results. Stuck in a slump, Mattel is looking for help for a company that produces product ideas that will take and submit by the public and then build to the best ones. A senior manager at the hedge fund Citadel had left after losing $1 billion of investor money last year. Derek Kaufman, the head of the Global Fixed Income and a member of the Citadel's portfolio committee, resigned 2 weeks ago, according to Kitty Spring. Researchers at Berkeley Labs have achieved success in artificial photosynthesis with a system that is able to capture carbon dioxide emissions powered by solar energy. 4 years after its history making history in the orbit around Mercury, NASA's Messenger spacecraft is being ready for a history-making crash on April 30th, as Vladimir Putin said Russia will build its own space station by 2023. The use of electronic cigarettes by high school students tripled from 2013 to 2014, a surprising boom that threatened to wipe out hard-won gains in the fight against teen smoking, a new government report says. It also promotes a vaping claim that smokers who try e-cigarettes may use them as a bridge to quit smoking. A new study finds that the opposite may be true. Okay, take a look at New England alerts here at 11:04. In Springfield, Massachusetts, at 7 on Locust Street an hour ago, person stabbed was transported to the hospital at AMR as crime scene was established. Okay, take a look at this. Traffic situation here, 11:05 here. And smooth sailing non-ways, byways around New England here. And we're seeing some few slow spots here on the map here. And we're seeing a few slow spots here. Mass back on the westbound side, slow from South Boston all the way after the Pruitt Tunnel here. Route 1 on the northbound side, slow after you pass the Tobin Bridge. It was Route 1 on the northbound side, a little slow around the Chelsea stretch. Route 2 on the eastbound side, a little slow around Fresh Pond Parkway. Route 2, a little slow around Route 16 Belmont here on the eastbound side of Route 2 here. But otherwise, a smooth sailing commute here on this Thursday night here. And in the local news, Governor Charlie Baker says a 45-hour cap, which is the number of state workers eligible for the early retirement program, says that he can live with that number. A potential fled during a traffic stop early in the day in Beverly, Massachusetts, is still in the loose tonight. As state police said, the man jumped in the vehicle after the police had arrested the man on Senate warrants, but he is not considered a threat. Just days before the Boston Marathon bombing trial resumes, the penalty phase in the court as the defense asking some special instructions to the jury. Okay, to look at MBTA subway system is looking good on the commuter rail, but it's looking good then. Ferries are smooth sailing on Hingham, Hull, and Charlestown ferries. Peter Children is time, 11:07. Time now for our weather report here. Current is here in North Massachusetts at 11:07 p.m. 46 degrees on temperature, fair skies. Humidity 68%. Wind speed up about 6 miles per hour. Barometer 3.31 inches. Dew about 36 degrees and visibly at 10 miles and a wind chill about 43 degrees. Here. Alright, let's take a look at current conditions in the region here. 49 in Boston, 57 in Fitchburg, 50 in Bedford, 51 in Beverly, 54 in Lawrence, 49 in Gloucester, 51 in Worcester and Sturbridge and Milford, 49 in Webster, 48 in Norwood, 45 in Taunton, 43 in New Bedford, it's 46 in Plymouth, 46 in Smithfield, it's 43 in Wesley, 46 in Blackgard, 45 out in Falmouth, 44 in Chatham, 45 in Provincetown, 45 in Cape Cod Bay, 42 in Marksville Vineyard, 44 in Nantucket, it's 50 in New York City and Islip, 47 in Montauk, it's 51 in Bridgeport, 40 in New Haven, it's 52 in Danbury, 48 in Waterbury, 50 in Meriden, it's 51 in Hartford and Winslow, it's 55 in Springfield, it's 56 in Greenfield, 53 in Fall, 54 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 58 in North Island, Massachusetts, and Albany, New York, it's 58 in Silver Springs and Bennington, Vermont, it's 49 in Barbara, Vermont, 55 in Rutland, Vermont, it's 16 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, 54 in Keene, New Hampshire, 52 in Jeff, New Hampshire, 48 in Corner, New Hampshire, it's 54 in Concord, New Hampshire, 53 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 55 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 52 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 47 up in Portland, Maine. Here. Okay, take a look at the surface map around the country. It shows station front from South Dakota stretching up into Minnesota and merged with the cold front from eastern Ontario and up in the extreme northwest of Quebec. Here. And we got another station front from western Arkansas stretching in the Gulf States, merged with the cold front from western and east north central tip to Florida, and a station front way off the Florida coastline. We got a front from off the Carolina coast with a low pressure off South Carolina here. And a cold front from southeastern California stretching down for south central Arizona and down for southwestern portions of New Mexico, merging with warm front from central portion of New Mexico, stretching to western Texas and Oklahoma, down for eastern Kansas, measured a cold front north central Missouri here. And we got low pressure in northwestern Mississippi off the Texas Gulf Coast here, and north central California and south central portions of New Mexico here, and west central portions of Ontario. While you get some high pressure in off the Washington coastline, northeast of Washington, north central Wyoming, off the New England coastline, and we got one more regional low pressure southeastern portions of British Columbia here. Our followed by from west central Montana down for east central portions of Alberta. Followed by from the southwestern British Columbia and down to Washington, Oregon, and California coastlines here. And then I'm followed by from western Baja Gulf of California here. Get a photograph from west central Mexico, right to the north for western portion of Texas. And a photograph from northeastern tip of Mexico, down for the Texas Gulf Coast of central Louisiana here. And a photograph from northeastern Iowa, down for east central portions of Minnesota here. And a high pressure in northwestern Michigan here. 53 degrees, that temperature around in Detroit. 55 out of Pittsburgh, 66 in Washington, D.C., 56 in Atlanta, 80 in Miami, Florida, 78 in Brownsville, 73 in Dallas, Texas, 70 out of Kansas City, 63 in Omaha, Nebraska, 55 in Chicago, Illinois, 60 out in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 61 in Great Falls, Montana, 63 in Seattle, 72 in San Francisco, it's 60 in Los Angeles and Las Vegas, 53 in Salt Lake City, 33 in Denver, 50 in Albuquerque, and 73 out in Phoenix, Arizona. Here. And a look at the real situation here, and shows spotty rain showers from central and southwestern portions of New York State to search to the central portions of Pennsylvania, and some spotty rain showers around Maryland, and a lot of rain showers off the Carolinas, and a lot of rain showers from western North Carolina down for western Carolinas, a lot of showers and storms from north central and central portions of Georgia, and spotty showers and strong thunderstorms from southern Mississippi, stretching to southern Louisiana down for east central portions of Texas, and a lot of showers and storms from west central Texas and stretching to west Louisiana, and stretching in western and central portions of Kansas, and stretching in southeastern portions of Nebraska here, and a lot of showers and storms from east central portions of Colorado. We'll see some moderate heavy bands of snow from central and south central portions of Wyoming, and stretching in central and west central portions of Colorado, and from northeastern and east central portions of Utah, and some spotty snow showers in southwestern portions of Utah down from northwestern portions of Arizona here, and a lot of rain, sleet, and snow showers in southeastern portions of British Columbia here. And we've seen some spotty snow showers in southwestern portions of Utah, and some spotty rain showers in north central and northwestern portions of Arizona here, and spotty rain showers from northwestern Quebec and northeastern portions of Ontario here. Alright, let's take a look at something like no fear today. Shows panic. Clouds covering much of the northeastern portion of the country, and a lot of clouds covering much of the southeastern portion of the states, and stretching in eastern Texas, and stretching up the central plain states, and stretching up the central and southern Rockies, and around the Four Quarter region here, and stretching up into Wyoming here, and out of clouds from north central Mexico, and out of clouds from north central and British coming down from western and north central portions of Alberta, and covering much of Saskatchewan and down for the central portions of Manitoba here. And some patchy clouds from eastern Minnesota, western Wisconsin, and stretching eastern Ontario, and off of Quebec, get down for the Canadian Maritimes there. Alright, let's take a look at forecast discussion around the region country here. Heavy snow expected across the Central Rockies and heavy rainfall to flash flooded and concerned across the Gulf Coast region. Severe weather possible for the southern and central plains and the western portion of the Gulf Coast. Here, a very strong cutoff low located over the four corners really different eastward toward the plains, and due to the slow moving nature of the slow, and in that portion tops a significant snowstorm on the way offer the Central Rockies will continue to affect Saturday morning. Although Thursday, AVD can expect snow across the mountains. The peak of the activity will occur Friday. Lingering snow showers can expect on Saturday as the low puts the four-quarter beyond it and heads toward the plains by Saturday morning. When all said and done, over 2 feet of snow is forecast to fall across the Central Rockies. Shifting gears toward the Gulf Coast, a heavy rain and flash flooding will be a concern for the next few days, and a glacier front that's stretching across the deep south front Saturday, but that will be fine. Focus on multiple bands of showers and thunderstorms that we unfortunately have already been receiving impressive amounts of rainfall the last several days. As those stretchers receive yet another relentless amounts of rainfall, flash flooding while leading. Freight mostly along the western half of the Gulf Coast. Expect the soaking trend to continue well in the weekend here. And the cold front moving across the southern and central plains associated with the aforementioned robust low. Convection will continue to fire over the next few days, and then just after the peak heating in the late afternoon, the storm prediction. As these thunderstorms could be severe. And take a look at forecast discussion around the region here. A cold front will bring a period of showers into the region late tonight and then Friday, followed by a dry trend in the afternoon. Warm weather turns Saturday ahead of a dry cold front as Canadian high pressure brings cooler weather Sunday before coastal low brings over the wind-swept soaking rain to the region late Monday into Monday night. Cold weather should be dominating for next week with a few showers from time to time. Here, near-term Friday, 10 p.m. at the day, less of dry air still in place for 0Z soundings here around the region. Parts are averaging 0.2 to 0.3 as a deep layer of dry air 7 all the way up to H5 to the west as the tropical lift beyond Neath End. Hence, ascending some upper level divergence ahead of a weak trail across the eastern Great Lakes, which will lead to some decent returns power. WSR AAT likely the result of the deep layer of lift of revolving moisture, parts of 1.0 inch. Seeing 1 hour precipitation amounts reported up to 1.1 inches. It's going to take a little time for weather to train. And as some New England as it got dry air, it's looking at dry weather to envelop the region towards more than a civil dynamics that's at the west. So not going to will out total precipitation amounts around 0.1, 0.2 inches when it all said and done. In the meantime, the increase of clouds coupled with onshore south winds, London then increased the dew points to the surface and keeping conditions somewhat milder compared to last night. As a quick look at side as temperatures across the region around the mid-40s and expecting temperatures to hold steady for the remainder of the evening over the much of southern New England a little more chilly across the southeast coast with a fetch off the colder waters. Again, precipitation chances to pick up towards likely by the morning rush. 85 mid-level shortwave combined with isotropic life then increasing. Moisture will allow for continued showery weather in the morning hours, especially generally. Widespread rainfall ahead of an attendant weak cold front approaching from the west. Atmospheric conditions are pretty stable as well. Timing is not favorable to mention thunderous. Granted, in case that parts will be around 1 inch with the moisture flux being 2 to 3 standard deviations away. Could see a little localized heavy downpours on hour this. Since it was fairly progressive, it should be moving in and out of the region by the afternoon hours. In fact, some areas could see only 0.1 or 0.2 inches of the storm total, as previous forecasts mentioned. Best low cap. Should for heavy rain is across the higher terrain from topographic lift. It appears that the front will become weaker stalls south of the pike during the afternoon hours. There's maybe a focus few directly driven showers develop due to the steep block rates and most profile still in place. This should be oscillating in nature. Because the afternoon showers will be so hit or miss, it appears that we may be run naturally from temperatures reaching in the low to mid 60s here. Okay, let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. While you're sleeping overnight tonight, sky showers mainly after 5 a.m. Most of the clouds got low about 45 degrees. Southwest from about 7 miles by just precipitation 30%. New Pacific amounts of less than 7 inches possible. For Friday, showers documented before noon. Clouds at low about 62 degrees. Will be high. Southwest from about 9 to 13 miles because size 31 miles by just precipitation 30%. New Pacific amounts between the 10 quarter and inch possible. Friday, most of the clouds are going to come in. Most of the clouds to close skies with a low and 46 degrees. Southwest from about 6 miles coming in the evening. For Saturday, south skies are about 71 degrees. Calm wind becoming set westbound 5 to 7 miles by the afternoon. Saturday night, most of the coast skies low of 39 degrees. Northwest with about 6 miles per hour. For Sunday, sun's got about 58 degrees. Saturday, both skies got a low about 39 degrees. For Monday, rain likely, clouds skies high about 53, low about 46 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 6% on Monday, up to the 8% by Monday night. For Tuesday, chance of showers, both skies high about 61, low about 43 degrees. And chance of precipitation 40% on Tuesday, dwindling down 30% by Tuesday night. And for Wednesday, most of the podcast skies about 58, low about 39 degrees. And for Thursday, chance of showers, part of skies about 57 degrees. And chance of precipitation is 30%. Bidders, what a phrase of the night. Oh, what Friday in store? Peter Jill News Time, 11:20, and take a look at some sports roundup here on this Thursday night here. First of all, take a look at the NHL playoff action here. With 40 seconds left in the first period, Anaheim Ducks and the Winnipeg Jets 1-1 the score. Through 2 periods out in St. Louis, Minnesota Wild leading the St. Louis Blues 2-0 here. And the New York Rangers take a 1-game-to-none lead in this best-of-7 Eastern Conference first round with a 2-1 victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins, while the Detroit Red Wings over the Tampa Bay Rays 3-2, and the Red Wings have a 1-0 lead over the Lightning here. And MLS at the Philadelphia Union and New York City FC 1-1 tie. Okay, Major League Baseball scores. Top of the third, San Francisco Giants and Arizona Diamondbacks 1-1 the score. Minnesota Twins over the Kansas City Royals 8-5. St. Louis Cardinals blank the Milwaukee Brewers 4-0 here. Washington Nationals over the Philadelphia Phillies 5-2. Tampa Bay Rays over the Toronto Blue Jays 4-2. And New York Mets 7. Miami Marlins 5. Adrian Peterson will return to the Vikings and make history. A former Florida State student on Thursday filed a lawsuit in Tallahassee against top NFL prospect Jameis Winston, says he assaulted and raped her at that off-campus apartment in 2012. Chris Bryant's debut for the Chicago Cubs is less than 24 hours away, as Bryant, baseball's top prospect whose major league debut was delayed so the club could retain his rights another year, will be recalled Friday when it will be in lineup. A NASCAR appeal appeals the penalty against Richard Childress Racing for intentionally manipulating the tires on the car driven by Ryan Newman of Fontana. Senator's General Manager Brian Murray said Ford Mark Stewart suffered a very serious microfracture that is break wrist and some ligament damage, and the status is very questionable for Ottawa's first round playoff series with Montreal. The New Orleans Pelicans, the 8-seed, are trying to take your cue from the 07 Wars. That's the 8-seeded Pelicans will take on the 1-seeded Warriors in the Western Conference first round. Jordan Spieth has a Postmasters letdown in the opening round in the RBC Heritage, shooting 3 over 74 on Harbour Town Golf Links and it's run 16 straight rounds on a par. Green Bay, New York, and Phil Jackson's first full season performance as president of New York Knicks has fallen woefully short of income, surveyed with his $12 million annual salary payback could be beginning in the playoffs. Stephen Gray and his Golden State Warriors pals have been having an inside track to Western Conference. Carmelo Anthony went from last summer's mantra. I believe Phil was second guessing his decision to resign with the Knicks in record time. Jill Lloyd goes number 1 to the Seattle Storm. An official press release today, the NBA. The National Basketball Players Association has announced the implementation of a human growth hormone tested under the league's anti-drug program. And that's going to be it for the Peter Channel 11 O'Clock News on this late Thursday night, April 16, 2015. Peter, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow morning with a more report. Good night. See you tomorrow morning.